What is going on, my beautiful friends? Thank you so much for joining me on another edition of Trail Talks. Today, we are headed to one of the coolest and most unique mountains you will ever ride in your life. Sentiers Du Moulin, the Maelstrom sector. This is a chapter out of my book, The Best Mountain Bike Trails in Canada, available now on Amazon for all of the best mountain bike trails in one place. Yes, they are. Thank you, my friends. All right, my friends, it's important to note that SDM has two mountains. So on this day, we are headed to the Maelstrom sector. What comes to mind when I think of this sector? This is one of the coolest places that you can ever ride bikes in your life. It's got the absolute sickest views. Once you climb up to the top of this mountain, absolutely unreal views of the Quebec mountain range. Just a lush green paradise for hundreds of miles in every direction. It is so beautiful. This is also one of the most unique terrains you will ever ride. This whole mountain is pretty much one giant rock slab, and it has one of the coolest and most unique trails you will find anywhere in the country, if not the world. So this is generally a techie, janky paradise, old school gnar riding, but it's also got some newer school trails and some flow for the intermediate riders, which we will get into right now. Now, we'll get into the Maelstrom trail. Typically, this is where you'll end your ride. This blue rated trail will take you back down to the hub where you park, but this is also just a great trail to climb up for intermediate riders. Just nice little climb, nice little bomb down, about 2 kilometers of bliss. So the Maelstrom, it's a blue, flowy, rocky bliss. That's what I wrote. This trail is absolutely sick. It's kind of the perfect grade for intermediate riders. Nothing too steep, but you can get some great speed on this trail. It is like a flowy beast. It's got the rocks to break it up, some little sprinkle of tech, but generally just a flowy beast of a trail, some fun little jumps on it, a nice little wood bridge, but this is just the trail you can open up to mind-shattering top speed. One of the most fun blue trails you will ever ride. Maelstrom Blue, highly recommended. After that, if you don't want to go ride right down, once you get up to the tops, you'll be on Crete de Lynx. Now, this is a blue rated kind of just connector trail. So you're like, why am I mentioning a connector trail? Because this is so much fun and it is such a scenic, beautiful trail. This one, you're riding around the top of the mountain, views in every direction, sick rock work, sick rock slabs, lots of connecting wooden bridges. The sickest, I'm not even going to call that a connector trail. This one that goes around the top of the mountain, Crete du Lynx, magical views, wood and slabs, one of the best blue trails ever. I guess you're going to hear that a lot on this mountain. One of the best ever. Now, for those intermediates that don't want to get right into the blacks, test yourself first on the blue rated Vortex. And this is what I call a little slab city. You'll hear about Slab City next. So Vortex is a blue rated trail that'll take you about halfway down the mountain, and it is like the blue rated Slab City. Not quite as fun, much easier going, but still, epic trail, got some views on it, pretty much one giant rock slab. So Vortex, that will be the test piece for the intermediates to see if they are ready for one of the most famous trails in all of Canada, the black rated Slab City. My God. Nothing is more epic. This is one of my favorite rides in all of Quebec. Slab City down to Gold City. It's just got it all. So anyways, my friends, Slab City, pretty much just a mile of continuous rock broken up by wooden bridges. Not the hardest single black out there. Probably one of the easier single blacks in the area. It is just one giant rock slab. Now you got to watch your speed on this because it can get a little steep. You can pick up a good amount of speed, but it's got the turns. It also has a few areas where you can catch a wheel, so be on your game. But this is generally just one giant flowy rock slab down the mountain. Absolute bliss. It gets a little chunkier at the bottom, a little hairier at the bottom, so it gets a little bit harder at the bottom. But generally, it is just a fun, black, giant rock slab going down the mountain, broken up by some wooden bridges with glorious views off to the left. My God, it is beautiful. It should also be mentioned that this is some of the most grippy rock of all times. I rode this in the soaking wet, and you still feel confident on the grip on that rock because it's got great drainage and it's got great grip. Slab City, one of Quebec City's epics, one of Canada's, through that, one of the world's most epic and unique trails you will ever ride. After the single black Slab City, you will get into the blue rated Gold City, which is just so much fun. So after you do the kind of technical slabs, the technical flowy slabs, you get into a sick blue rated jump line. This one's got some sick drops, sick tabletops, bit of woodwork on it, sick wooden gap jump at the end. My God, Slab City to Gold City, one of the sickest lines you will ever ride. That's probably my favorite line in all of Quebec, but there are so many. Anyways, my friends, let us get into the next trail, Saga. This one was newly built. I believe it was just freshly opened in 2025 when I got out there, and my God, this one, unlike Slab City, Saga, I would say this one is close to a double black in some sections. It does have some optional Pro Line double black sections, which are definitely double black. But this one kind of had me thinking, wow, some of these sections kind of feel double blackish. Let me say about this trail, this is one of the most brilliantly built tech trails you will ever see. Just the rock work and the woodwork, absolute trail building mastery. But you got to be on your A game. There's lots of kind of like skinny rock gardens on this one that you'll be descending on, kind of a steep skinny rock garden to a steep slab. I remember skinny bridges with a decent drop on each side. A lot of gnar, a lot of kind of slow dissecting this trail. This is a trail you need to dissect, kind of more similar to the double blacks. So what I will say about Saga, some of the most brilliant rock work and woodwork and slabs you will ever find on a trail. Probably the best built trail you will ever ride, just the artistry and the mastercraftness. But average single blacks, this is your hardest single black by far at SDM, so be on your A game, because as I said, there's some kind of steep rock gardens you got to go down. You need to kind of hold your line. You need to kind of hold some skinny lines on this one, or the hospital will be waiting. So come with your A game, my friends, and also we'll get into all the double blacks now, so come with your A game to all these trails, because this is real deal techie gnar. Lots of exposure on some of these double blacks, so come with your A game, but this is the sickest shit ever. Yes, my friends, let us get into the first double black I have mentioned here, Granisaur. So this one comes to mind, got one of the coolest entrances of all time. Big wooden bridges will take you up into the trail. Such a cool climb through the little forested jungle there. This one is old school, janky gnar with some optional pro lines. So this one can be more slower, old school, janky. This one will test you. All these ones are really test piece, but this one's a little more old school, a little less speed, janky, techie, gnar. And then we get into Magneto, another double black, kind of the similar flavor. I might say Magneto is actually the most difficult double black in all of SDM. It's definitely a gnar trail double black. And this one's kind of more of the same old school, janky, techie, gnar, steep. So, you know, these ones are just covered in granite, just pure slab trails the whole way down. Some steep lines, some optional pro lines, and just janky, technical, gnar, where it's going to test your precision. It's going to test your bike skills. After that, my friends, is my most favorite double black on the mountain. Absolute epic. One of the sickest trails in all of Quebec, if not the country. Probably one of the sickest double blacks of all time. Wolverine, double black, giant slab, non-stop slabs, just pretty much connecting you. Non-stop slabs broken up by woodwork. This trail starts with a bit of a traverse and a climb to get up to it, but once it gets going, you are in a rock slab wonderland. It's just janky rock slabs broken up by wooden bridges, gnar and woodwork, sickest tech trail of all time. Wolverine, my God. Wolverine is the must ride out of all these for me, but if you want something a little more new school, you can peel off Wolverine onto Professor X. This one is another double black, a bit more flowy, a bit more new school with some optional pro lines and some rock slabs on it. This one has a bit more dirt. It's not all covered in rock slabs like the rest of these. So this one has a bit more dirt under your wheels, a bit more of a high speed New School Trail, which is also so super sick. Every trail you see here is so super sick. SDM, Maelstrom sector, thank you so much for all the hard work. You know, when you combine the two mountains at SDM, this isn't even the main mountain. They have a whole nother mountain with more trails than this. These trails are just a giant rock slab mountain. They got a whole other mountain which is more varied, so much fun. Thank you for all your hard work, guys, over at SDM. If you've never been to SDM, this is one of the sickest trail centers of all time, up there with Squamish, the North Shore, and Whistler. We on the East Coast, I am from Ontario, we are absolutely so happy to have SDM on the East Coast. There is nothing sicker, possibly the sickest trail center in the world. Thank you so much, my friends, for joining me on a video. I really hope you can get out to SDM. This place is one of the sickest places you will ever ride in your life. Peace and lots of love. I am Aute.